Mate, the job you've done on Giannis so far, I know Grant talked about kind of playing him on an island, not trying to double as much. How did that kind of flow from game 1 to game 2? And what have you thought of the overall job on him so far?
I'd say the overall job has been good. The numbers, more so than his points scored. Guys are going to score their points. It's more so the percentages that we're keeping him to, limiting his paint points, basically 76% at the rim. We've held him to 50 or less. So we're guarding him well one-on-one, but we want to mix it up and give him different looks. I felt after game 1 that we helped inappropriately at times, gave up some of those threes when guys were in good position to guard him, or he kind of baited a little bit. So we wanted to be a little more deliberate when we went on him and in what situations game 2, and I felt we did that.
What's kind of the key for Grant, Al, those guys? Is it just kind of holding your ground, being sturdy in there? Like what goes into being successful against guarding him? And what was kind of the preparation that set those guys up for that?
Yeah, getting hits early. I think meeting them around the free throw line area, not letting him bury you too deep. You want to push his catches out. That's the first part, making him do his work early. And I think they did that, bodied up, and didn't let him get deep position. And then you have to go, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dribbles into get into your move. And so, we got obviously pretty good defenders down there that can guard and body up. But the big part is doing your work early and then, keeping them off balance some. Even though we didn't double as much in second game, guys were in and out, playing a little bit of cat and mouse and kept them guessing, wanting to shoot those fadeaways and go away from the help.
Hey, Mike. How is Marcus's progress? I mean, how does he look for game 3 right now?
He's getting better. He's getting some work in right now. We'll know more tomorrow based on how he feels today, but obviously looks better today than he did just moving around, walking around the last few days when he couldn't go. And so we'll know more tomorrow.
Is he still pretty restricted just in his movement, his ability to, Brad said this morning he was doing some weight work.
Yeah, I don't think he's, restricted in every movement, some side to side, going through getting shots up and all that. But it's looks like it more if you really try to get out and go and sprint and certain actions like that, might be more restricted than any other typical basketball movement. So he's doing more on the court today than he did yesterday, obviously, and obviously not playing in the game, but we'll know more tomorrow how he reacts to what he did today.
I have a Zoom question from John Corrales.
Hey, mate. A lot of people see Derrick and they just focus on the shots going in and out. How do you explain to people who just focus on the shots falling what kind of impact Derrick makes for the team?
Yeah, I mean, if you base it solely on that, obviously he's struggled to shoot some in this series and in the playoffs so far, but everything else he does is, obviously has a huge impact on us. One of our main penetrate and kick guys, plays with great pace in the half court and in transition, gets downhill and gets other guys shots. So, whether he gets the assist or the hockey assist, I think him kind of getting the ball moving. And then defensively, as I mentioned last game, having that versatility to not lose a ton when Marcus goes out as far as size and the way we want to guard and coverage wise. And so all the little things that sometimes don't show up, but we know are valuable to us, he does. People want to focus on the shots only, just look at his impact while he was in the game. The plus minus is there, but also how he gets everybody else shots. And so we're not focused on that. And they're a team that helps off of everybody. So they'll stay confident, knock those shots down, take the open ones just like everybody else. And when those fall, I guess that'll somewhat be an added bonus, but he impacts the game in so many other ways that it's not only relying on shot making.
Losing kind of a heart and soul guy like Marcus could set some teams back. Does it kind of give you some extra encouragement to now have had that game without him and had success, and now you kind of know if he does miss another one already, what you look like without him, and that guys are kind of comfortable in roles?
We don't really even need Marcus, honestly. Like, back there laughing a little bit, but no, of course. I talked about it before last game, the impact he has on us and setting the tone night to night basis. And so one thing we have had, unfortunately, the experience of this year is guys being in and out of the lineup. And so other guys have had to step up. We had that with COVID situations, injury situations all year. And so have had some practice with that. And with everybody, we feel confident with the guys we're coming in with, Peyton and Derrick's minutes will increase, and whoever we put out there, we have confidence in those guys. And so we can scheme around some other guys, but you don't lose a lot as far as size and versatility with Derrick. Peyton's another case from a size disadvantage, but one of our toughest guys as well. So we just keep doing what we're doing, and if something's hurting us, we have adjustments in place.
I know we asked about this earlier in the year, but like a year ago, Aaron was kind of ascending, it felt like, and kind of primed to really take a jump this year. Is it just a matter of the depth you guys have now, or the things you're seeing from him, and what do you kind of do to keep him encouraged in a time where he, probably thought this playoffs he'd be at the start of this year, he probably thought when playoffs came around, he'd be an important part of your guys' team?
Yeah, it's more about who we have. And I said this with Peyton earlier in the year when Dennis was here. It was nothing that Peyton didn't do well. It was just a matter of opportunity. And so, trades happen, injuries happen, COVID illnesses happen, and guys get opportunities. And so that's our message to Aaron, is to stay ready at all times. The rotation has shrunk in the playoffs. We kind of shrunk it at times during the season, so he hasn't got the opportunity. But all you got to do is take a look around at Zach LaVine or Paul George and guys that are, coming up with COVID in the playoffs, and understand that things can flip on a dime. And so guys have to stay ready, just as they have all year.
Is there something galvanizing about playing on the road, especially in the playoffs? Will you enjoy this environment in Milwaukee, knowing that you're going to be quote unquote the underdog, the fans are going to be against you? Is that something that you're kind of relishing?
Yeah, I am. And I think the team is, we've done well for the most part on the year. Other than that, West Coast road trip early, but, talked about being road warriors and kind of playing us against the world. And I think our guys embrace that. And so it's tenfold in the playoffs. You want to get off to good starts like last game, take their crowd out of it, but also, punch first, like we talked about after game one. We did that well in game two. And so I've always enjoyed playing on the road, coaching on the road, and going against the other opponents in their home court. But I think our group has done well. And obviously the Brooklyn series was one thing, but more so the second half of the season, we've done pretty well on the road and embraced that hostile environment.
What did you see from game two, despite the victory, that you guys can improve on?
We really took care of a lot of points of emphasis as far as like offensive rebounding, take care of the ball, transition points, like cut those, way more than in half. And so that was a positive, but a few areas where they wanted to attack certain actions. We took a look at some things that hurt us late in the fourth quarter. And so a few specific plays that we looked at today and we'll walk through today and tomorrow. That's one area, but understanding how Antetokounmpo is going to come out aggressive. Our guys are bodying up and guarding him one-on-one at times, and understanding he's going to adjust to that and be more aggressive. So we still want to keep them off balance at times, and just get to their shooters. That was they're 1 for 9 on catch and shoot threes as opposed to 7 for 14 in game one. So we really limited that, and that's the result. You hold him to 86 points because of that. But he's a guy that's going to come out aggressive, obviously, and we have to be ready for that in game 3.
Last game, you called Grant a mini Al. Does that mean you're no longer going to make fun of him every time you're asked about him? And then also, how much is just Al's ability to make the right reads and control the pace on offense? Are you seeing Grant develop that as he learns how to attack out of the corners and make those right kickouts?
Yeah, I mean, when I talk about Grant, it's a compliment to say, some of the things he does that Al does. And that's why we can slide him right in and not really miss a beat as far as, when he comes in the game for Al. But he's grown in that area, understanding how teams are guarding him. He's, shot 40 plus all year and just keeping it simple. Driving those closeouts. That was a big point of emphasis going into the last game. I felt we settled for a few too many contested, and he's a big part of that, the way they defend him, and just making the easy play there. And so you got Rob at the rim, you got extra kickouts, but he's a one dribble pull-up guy. Sometimes he tries to do a little bit too much, but at times he's improved at that as well. And so making the read after that, if he doesn't have a shot, is an area that he's really grown this year.
Final questions on Zoom from Steve McGargy from Associated Press, Coach.
Obviously, this 3-day layoff between games, it helps both teams in terms of guys recovering from injury. But other than that, just what's that dynamic like, having this long to wait before your next game, a kind of delay you rarely have during the regular season?
It's beneficial in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's time of year. Guys are nicked up and banged up a little bit here and there. That obviously benefits us as far as that, and then gives us preparation time to, make adjustments, look at the games and see what we want to do better and areas to improve in. And so, you kind of are guessing at times how they're going to react to certain things, and you prepare for that. But gives us the rest time, which is a huge benefit, and then also the preparation, which is good. After this, it goes to every other day, so you got to take advantage of these last breaks that you have before it gets to every other day. And so we've done that, had our preparation time with the week off before Brooklyn and after Brooklyn. So I think it's benefited us going into the playoffs. These breaks have been great.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.